Hello, I'm John Felt. Welcome to the NCGA Valent Ag Weather Outlook, July 9th, 2016. Now, it's really interesting what's going on here as we get towards the middle of the summer. As I mentioned in my blog this week, you might have read that, is that sometimes people say it's in the middle of summer, it's quiet, there's not much going on compared to winter. Well, let me tell you, there's a lot going on. And one of the things I want to look at is that our rainfall anomalies do not get too far behind, because we're getting into the time of the year where, as you know, precipitation is caused by your daily thunderstorms, and those are fed to a degree upon soil moisture. We can also get moisture coming in from the Gulf or even the Atlantic, but for the most part, soil moisture is very important. So last week, you can see here, we had been running dry in many areas. We had a very good, welcome, in most spots, water recharge event. And I think especially if you look at the areas in yellow. So we're looking at northern Missouri, which had been very dry, had a significant rain, southern Illinois and Indiana, which had been pretty dry, and then into Kentucky. And look at Kentucky, large parts of western Kentucky had over 5 inches of rain. So in those areas, we had a really good recharge. We also, when we get a northwest flow, the jet stream northwest, we tend to get these little impulses of energy, and they come down northwest to southeast, and that's that area in yellow that's over 2 inches. And one of the reasons northwest flow is important is you have some energy in the atmosphere compared to in the middle of summer, just a reach of high pressure. The second thing is that it moves the thunderstorms, and you'll probably hear me say that a lot. If you get a day when you have thunderstorms just pop up and dissipate and they just don't move much, you don't get a whole lot of coverage of rain. On the other hand, if you have a strong northwest flow, it covers a lot of area. So these storms very well probably originated up here, and look how much rain they produced. So keep that in mind. Now that said, it is summertime and there were areas that got very little rain, so I'm not going to say that every area got a welcome rain, and there's certainly many areas that can use more rain. Now over the last 7 days, look at the above normal precipitation. This is sort of nice. I don't see all that much yellow. I do see some over the eastern Corn Belt, but overall we had well above normal rain in more areas than we've had well below normal rain. Now the southern tier of the U.S., if you're in that area, that has been extremely dry, and there's been some scattered precipitation, but you can see the anomalies, the blues, purples, they're not nearly as widespread over those areas. So there's still a need for 6 inches of rain in many areas, and Texas, parts of Texas, after starting off very wet in spring, have really shut things off, and it's been very dry. Now we can see that in the maximum consecutive dry days. If we're looking at anything with the yellow shades, especially the darker shades towards brown, those are indicating out of the last 30 days, as many as 20 have been rain-free. Now look over the western U.S., and that's climatology. It doesn't rain a whole lot this time of year. But parts of the Corn Belt, you can see here, a couple areas here and there have been quite dry, especially the upper sections here. So we still need more rain, but there have been areas that have received at least some rain over many days over the last 30. Now, over the last week, because of the clouds and the rain, temperatures were actually held below normal over almost the entire primary Corn Belt. Look at the southern tier of the U.S., very, very hot. Okay, so getting to the weather forecast for the next couple weeks, the position of that high pressure, as I've said now for many weeks, is going to really determine our weather. Now, this week, remember I just talked a little bit about that jet stream. If you're in this flow here, there's going to be some upper atmospheric energy, and it's going to give us a chance of some precipitation. So parts of the upper Midwest, parts of the Great Lakes in particular, parts of the central Corn Belt will be in this energy. So little pockets of energy, little impulses of energy will come out of this region and move up through here, give us a chance of some precipitation. Temperatures this week, above normal in areas in yellow, near normal elsewhere. So generally temperatures close to normal except the western Corn Belt, which will be above normal. Don't see anything in the tropics. I'm keeping my eye on it because keep in mind that tropical moisture moving into the area can give us a lot of rain, not usually until the end of the growing season or the harvest time. Now the next 7 days, here we go. I wouldn't call this a high confidence forecast just because you never really can say in the middle of summertime exactly where these patches of heaviest rain will be. But it does look like northern Missouri, which actually has been pretty wet recently, parts of Iowa, which could generally use the rainfall, and then into northern Illinois, And then certainly the upper Midwest, which has been very dry. I don't think there's going to be that much, but possibility. So other than that, I think our coverage is going to be a lot less this week than we had last week, but at least we're looking at a chance of some rainfall. So in some areas, we could get some relief. Now, over the southern tier of the U.S., look at Texas there. Really not much at all. Southeast U.S., there could be some here and there, but again, it's going to be like this week. I think when we add it up for the week, it's not going to do a whole lot, put a whole lot of dent in the rainfall deficits, but it's better than having nothing over that region. Okay, now let's get into the middle part of the month of July, 6 to 10 days. Now look at this. You don't see a whole lot of brown. We're still, the primary corn belt still in this area of energy, so that's good. I think we're going to see a number of days in that 30% chance of rain. But the ridge is starting to build. This high pressure is starting to build in the 6 to 10 day range. We don't see it in the Midwest quite yet with temperatures, so still near normal temperatures, but we begin to see building heat, Oklahoma, Texas, and as we get into the 11 to 15, now that's out there quite a ways, but 11 to 15 days out is still showing this building ridge of high pressure. These are your heat wave type high pressure, big dome of high pressure centered over Kansas, and as you would expect, extremely hot temperatures over the middle part of the nation, temperatures 10 degrees above normal during the hottest time of the year, the entire nation pretty much above normal. That's out through 11 to 15 days, but we're going to be building into that. So that's out there. We'll see what the models do. It could change. It might not be as intense, but I'm just giving you a heads up right now. So as far as rainfall goes, remember the upper atmospheric energy, it does give us above normal precipitation anomalies in green here and there. Southern tier of the U.S., lots of yellow. Week 2, not as pronounced, but still a chance here and there. But lots of yellow over the southern tier of the U.S. So basically, I think from the central part of the Corn Belt, parts of Missouri, and then parts of the eastern Corn Belt, especially the Great Lakes, for the next couple of weeks, at least chances of precipitation, I would say near normal and some areas above normal. The southern tier of the U.S. looks quite dry. So here are your hazards in the 3 to 7 day range. There is a chance of some severe storms and some heavy rain with those storms. And just a heads up here, this is where the severe weather threat would be the most significant, especially on Sunday, that enhanced risk over North Dakota. And then that pushes into parts of Minnesota, northwest Iowa on Monday. So right now, like I said, rain in spots, near normal summer temperature, probably near normal summer precipitation as well, but we're keeping an eye on this possible mid to late month heat wave that could be building in. That's why it's very important that we keep these water upper soils not getting too dry, because you know we're going to get these heat waves from time to time. We want to go into these heat waves with ample soil moisture. Have a great week. Hey, that's my email. If you ever want to email me, just let me know what's going on in your field. I'd love to hear if you're if you listen to these briefings each week and they help you in some way. Send me an email. Let me know. Let me know if I'm on the right track. And then again, I'll pass this along to others and have them sign up for the Ag Weather Advisor program. That's very important. So if you have others that you know, just send them and encourage them to sign up. It doesn't cost anything. Have a great week. Take care.